Welcome back to the channel. I'm Dave.
And I'm Helen.
And if you're new around here, this is Caravantastic. This programme, or this channel really, is all about us and our caravan adventures, all the lovely places we like to go to. So if you haven't subscribed already, we'd love it if you just hit the subscribe button now. Actually, more than 60% of people that watch the channel don't actually subscribe to it, although it's growing nicely. So go on, do it now, hit subscribe, give us a like, and hit the notification bell as well. What we're talking about today?
We're talking about our first tour of the year, going to North Wales in March.
That's right. It's actually part of a broader caravan tour that we've got planned. We're going to do like this 3 nations tour this year, aren't we? So we're going to do England, Scotland and Wales. That's our plan. And we've already booked it all up.
We have, yeah.
So we've got a series of videos that are going to come when we actually get to these places. But also I just want to give you a bit of insight into why we've chosen the places we've chosen, where we're going to go, in case you have either got some experience that you can share in the comments below, or you might want to go yourself. You never know. So as Helen says, North Wales actually, isn't it?
North Wales, this one, yeah.
And we've been to North Wales before with our first caravan, the one we had before the one we've got now, our Bailey Senator 6. Indiana. Yeah, that was our first insight into a bit of caravanning, and we got the bug from there. So we're off to North Wales again, primarily because we saw, didn't we, another channel who had been to North Wales recently, the Explorers. And we liked the look of where they were, didn't we?
Some really interesting places to visit around there, where we've picked. Yeah. And we'll go through them with you.
So actually we're going to have a first port of call just down the road really, about an hour from here.
Yeah, Cherry Hinton. We've never been before, but it's good. It's a good stop off on the way, isn't it?
It is, because it's only just about an hour and 15, maybe an hour and a half of the caravan on. And we've looked at Cherry Hinton a few times as somewhere to go to anyway. So
is that Cambridge area? Yeah.
So if you want to visit the university, I think, is it a town or a city? I think it's a city of Cambridge. I'll better double check my facts. Then it's a really good base, set in an old quarry. But we're just using it for convenience, just a one-stop, just
a hop, an overnight hop, yeah. Yeah,
just off the A14. So the very next day, after one night, we're going to make it up the road. Where are we going from there, Helen?
We're going to go to Warwick Racecourse. We've been before. It's quite nice actually. There's a lovely walk. You can walk all the way around the course.
Yeah.
With the dog. Not actually on the course, but beside it. So it's a really good walk there. You can visit the castle. I'm not sure if you can take the dog in the castle. I think you can the grounds. There's some good pubs and restaurants, and it's walking distance to these. So we've got a couple of nights there, I think.
That walk around the racecourse, you need to get your walking legs on to do that. It's quite a long way around, isn't it?
It is, it's good though.
And when we were there last time, I think it coincided with a race meeting, I seem to recall.
Yeah, it did.
It made it all the more interesting for Helen, because she's a gambler.
I'm not a gambler.
You do like horse racing.
I have 50p each way on things.
That's a gambling as far as I'm concerned. I don't like the thought of losing 50 pence. And she's from Scotland. Anyway,
what does that matter?
I'm the tight one. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of nights in Warwick. Looking forward to that. And then we start to get very close to our sort of journey's end, if you like, with our next destination, which is in, well, just outside Chester. Chester Four Oaks.
Never been before, so we don't... We've been to Chester, but not to this particular site.
No, we haven't. It's kind of called Four Oaks because it's surrounded by oak trees, I believe. Probably more than 4, I don't know. But again, Chester's got a racecourse. We've seen that. We've never been to it, but we've seen it, haven't we? Yeah. And you can stand outside of the racecourse, really up high, and look down and see the whole circuit. Is it flat racing there?
I don't know.
I think it's flat racing. Can't remember. But a very sort of historical place, Chester. You had your hair done in Chester last time we were there.
I can't remember it.
I can. It cost a fortune. There's also a cathedral at Chester, so obviously that means it is a city. And apparently there's a Roman amphitheatre there, which I've not seen.
We've got a couple of nights there, so we can have a look round.
That's the plan. Have a little look around Chester. If you've been to Chester and you've got any feedback on Four Oaks, drop us a comment below, because we'd be really, we find that useful. Any insight into the place would be really good.
Yeah. Any ideas, places to visit?
Yeah, let us know. And if you do know the area, then you'll know that from Chester it's just a hop, skip and a jump and you're into North Wales. and that's where we're going to be spending the next 8 nights, but across 2 sites. And the first site we're going to, if I can pronounce this, can you pronounce it?
I think it's Llanberis.
Llanberis. It looks like Llanberis, but it's not.
Yeah.
If you've got 2 L's in Wales, it's a cl, apparently. Llanberis. And this is where we saw the explorers and their channel.
Lovely beaches there.
Fantastic. Yeah, lovely lake. So we want to go around Llanberis Lake. There's some castles.
Do some walking, get a walking boots out.
Go and get the walking boots on. We want to go to Wales for 2 reasons, really. Primarily because we like castles, don't we? We want to go and visit.
There's loads of castles in Wales, yeah.
Well, apparently there's more castles in Wales than there is in any other part of the UK. So we're going to go and explore some castles. We're very close to Snowdon. There's that big fast zip wire. I don't know if it's the biggest or the fastest in Europe. I'm not going to go on that.
No, we're not going to.
No, I don't want to break it. But also there's a lot of steam trains because I think all the old slate quarrying and stuff that used to go on in the hills around this area meant there was lots of old lots of old train tracks because they used to ferry all the slate around. So we're going to go and do that.
We're going to go on that, and I think you can take the dogs with you, which is quite handy if you've got a dog. I think the trains have their own little individual carriages, and you just pay for the carriage, which is quite nice because you know you don't have to share with the COVID thing going on. Yeah. I think it's about £26 something for the carriage.
Yeah, or if you want to pay individually and share with people, obviously you can do that if you want to. So we'll have a look at. We've got to book in advance, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's the same. There's a castle in another site we want to go to. You've got to book it in advance. We'll talk about that in a sec. The only other thing was the Mac Loop. That's another reason we want to go to Wales. We like aircraft, and there's a famous place in Wales between 2 valleys called the Mac Loop, and that's where the planes come in really low and fast. And if you're stood on either side of the valley, on top of the hills, the planes are actually flying below you.
We went before, but we didn't. Well, we saw one at the pub.
Saw one. Yeah, there's an air base which is much closer to the next site we're going to go to, and these hawks are stationed there. We saw one, but we happened to be in the pub at the time having breakfast.
That's the only one we saw all day, but we might have better luck this time.
I did climb the hill, or attempt to. I got halfway up, and then I needed oxygen. Couldn't breathe after that. So I'm hoping I'll be able to get all the way to the top this time. We'll see. So that's Llanberis Caravan Park is where we're going to stay. So see the pictures and the maps and you'll get it. Now, can you pronounce the next site we're going to, Helen?
I can't see it at the moment.
Tyddyn, is it?
Tyddyn.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Tyddyn. Tyddyn. Adult only site.
Spectacular sea views on this one.
It's all stepped, isn't it? So I think regardless of where you're pitched, you're on like a step, and you've got this great view over the sea. And then to one side you can sort of see Llandudno, and then over the other side you've got great views over to Anglesey. So we quite like the look of that. Yeah. And that's much closer to this other castle, which is where the film.
I'm a Celebrity was filmed there. I think it's called Gritch Castle.
Yeah.
Maybe that's wrong. But you can take the dog in there again, which is quite good, inside and out.
Yeah.
And I think it's open in March again. It's shut at the moment.
I think it's primarily ruins, but yeah, taking the dog's good. You've got to book it up again, haven't you?
Yeah. You've got to book before you go. Yeah.
So we're going to do 4 nights at both of those sites. That gives us 8 nights in Wales before we start to head back. And then when we do head back, we want to go back to Derbyshire, don't we, on the way home?
Buxton, yes. Yeah.
So we're going to do 3 nights at Buxton Caravan and Motorhome Club site, and the primary reason for going back there was we were in Derbyshire earlier last year.
Lickpenny,
yeah. I'll put a link below if you've not seen that one. It's a lovely area around Matlock and Chatsworth. We didn't get to Chatsworth, so we want to try and get into Chatsworth if we can. But there's also another place you want to go, isn't there?
It's called Haddon Hall, and I think they filmed Mary Queen of Scots 2019 there. It's a lovely old place. It hasn't got the opening dates on yet. It said in spring, so we're there April. So I'm hoping it'll be open then to go there.
Fingers crossed. So yeah, lots to do in Derbyshire, as you'll know. And then we're making our way home from there, so we've got a little stop off en route before we get home, haven't we?
Boston Walnut Lakes, yeah. We've got a video there.
Yeah.
We were there, but we use that quite a lot for hops, don't we? Scotland and everywhere.
It's just really handy to you know, I'm not working there, but when I was working, we used to try and leave somewhere after work, and then we could get like an hour and a half up the road if we were going to Scotland or into Derbyshire and stay at Walnut Lakes. It's just off the A17. It's picturesque, good dog walk. It's right by the road, but no hassle, is it?
It's a good site, yeah.
So that'll just break the journey up on the way home for us. So it's literally a whistle-stop tour of the plan. The detail on the Wales trip you'll be able to see obviously when we've done it, and we're going to go sort of back end of March and into April. So if you have been watching, thank you very much indeed. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and do leave a comment. We love the comments and we answer every single one of them, don't we? So until the next time, from both of us and Bella, who's under the table,
bye-bye.
Bye for now.